And we're live on YouTube, yelling from the couch. I'm Brent Humphreys, joined by my co-host Gage Berdovich for the NFL Week 15 Pick'ems. Gage, how you doing? You doing all right? Looks like you're right there on the sidelines, and discount double check over there with old A-Rod. Dude, you must be feeling pretty good, man, right now.
Do you see the difference? Like, I see the full resemblance here. I think I am Aaron Rodgers. Not feeling 42, but you know what? It's still good. Good win last week. A little scary towards the end. I talked last week about the halftime leads, and they almost did it again and almost blew a halftime lead. But they didn't. Lamar Jackson did his normal Lamar Jackson. Isaiah Likely, 2 weeks in a row, can't secure a touchdown. Now, should it have been a touchdown? Well, it depends on who you ask. But that's beside the point. And you know what? Good team win. I'm very happy. There was 1 point last week where Aaron Rodgers had the same amount of rushing touchdowns on the season as Lamar Jackson. And then Lamar got one later, and that left that. But it still happened. We're doing good. How's the Bengals doing over there, Brent?
Well, Aaron Rodgers is no longer the oldest quarterback in the league after the news comes out this week that the Colts signed 44-year-old Phillip Rivers. Oh, wait, we're not there yet? My bad. Sorry about the rundown.
Script.
Hey, the Bengals are still technically alive. They haven't been eliminated yet, so there's that. But yeah, man, every little bit of hope that I had, my hopes were really high when it was 28-18. Then the Bills come down and score. It's 28-25. It's a snow game. The Bengals have somehow dominated the Bills over the few years, since Burrow's been there. Burrow throws a pick six, and you're down 4. Okay, that's fine. You get the ball back, we'll score. Very next play, throws another pick. Then Josh Allen runs for 40 yards right up the middle. Nobody touches him, and all hope is lost in Cincinnati after that game against Buffalo. And what could have been a win turned into a loss. You go from up 10 to down 11 just like that, and season's not looking so well right now with 4 games left, Gage.
But as we talked about before, there is still a chance the Bengals could host a playoff game.
As wild as that is, at 4-9, they can still host a playoff game right now.
I don't know how you go 8-9 and host a playoff game, but that means at least Pittsburgh and Baltimore would have to lose out, which is not going to happen because they play each other again. So I believe if I remember,
Baltimore can go 2-2, and the Bengals would still have the tiebreaker over them because they're 6-7 right now,
which is crazy. But and I don't remember. There was like 5 different teams that certain situations had to happen with for them to be able to host the Patriots in a playoff game.
Yeah.
And then if that happens, maybe the Patriots go out and somehow get Jacoby Brissett to be quarterback, and then we get visions of Week 1 from last year.
Man, you had to bring it up. There's the bad thing is, though, this year there's several of those games, right? The Jets game, the Bears game. The Bengals had their opportunities in all these games. They shouldn't have been in this position, even without Burrow, but the defense let you down. And the defense, they kind of didn't play too bad Sunday, but when it really needed them to step up, they just couldn't do it. And Josh Allen just took over with his legs, and the Bengals had no answer for him.
This is where I said before, football games should just be 30 minutes. 30 minutes, and we're good. We're happy. Everyone can go home, collect your game check. A lot of fans at the stadium get to go home a little bit earlier than normal. It's getting cold up here in some of the northern tier of the states. A little bit warmer as we're leaving the stadium. Get to go home, go to bed a little bit earlier, and we're good to go.
Yeah, there's just more snow coming down, so get out while you're still safe up there in Buffalo, right? Quit at halftime before it gets, feet of snow instead of inches of snow. So I do love snow games, though. It's just cool visually to see snow games. And I don't think that really hurt the Bengals at all playing in the snow. Just a couple of mistakes, a couple tip passes, tips and overthrows. You got to get those, and Buffalo did.
And for Burrow being as good of a quarterback as he is, that was not like him. Some of the overthrows that he had, tip passes, hey, they are what they are. Defense made a great play on it. But overthrowing Jamar Chase and T. Higgins or Noah Fant or whoever else, you can't be doing that. And he knows better.
And T. Higgins, though, had an amazing catch in that game, that one-handed touchdown catch that he had. He was still playing, he come off concussion protocol. He went out of the game, went and got checked out, evaluated, still came back in. So I applaud him for that. But they released Jermaine Burton. I mean, that was a great draft pick for the Cincinnati Bengals last year in the 3rd round. Glad that they spent that. I'm glad the Bengals draft really well, and they can use all this talent to help them build for the future. I mean, it's awesome, man. It's great, Gage.
They do really good. I mean, he had a good long career with the Bengals as well. A whopping 4 catches for 107 yards. I feel like there was a time last year where you were like, see, this guy's our deep threat. Here we go. We just got to throw the ball downfield more. And then they didn't, and he has not caught a single pass this year. And what was the reason for them for waiving him? Like conduct issues. He got suspended, I think, on the team.
Yeah, he's kind of like a knucklehead. He was the whole time in Alabama. That was his problem. That's why he dropped down. He's a 1st-round talent that dropped down to the 3rd round. So he's had some issues even in college. So it just wasn't a good risk for the Bengals. They took a risk on him, and Mitch Tinsley's out here beating him out for time. Which I like me some Mitch Tinsley, but hey,
it's funny to me. Like in back-to-back years, the Bengals kind of flip-flopped in their drafting styles. A 1st-round talent to drop to round 3, and then a 5th-round draft talent that went up to pick or draft round 1. So like they're really trying to find the middle ground here. Maybe next year will be a little more successful.
You know what it tells me? It tells me that the Bengals front office does not know what they're doing at all.
What? Why would you say that?
I don't know. It sounds like somebody just broke a chair over there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So good week for you. Whatever week for me. Gordon's team actually had a pretty big win last week. They beat the Bears to claim the NFC North lead right now. Stop the Red Hot Bears. So good win for his team. I know he was excited about it after his Ohio State team lost the day before, but
I was so hoping Gordon was going to join us tonight because I was going to be like, man, what happened? Ohio State. And okay, I got to throw this out there. I think I sent you the post, and I forget which Instagram account it was, but they called it a legendary performance by Fernando Mendoza. The dude had a little over 200 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I don't know about you, but that might be a stat line Phillip Rivers puts up this weekend. Where's the legendary come in at? Okay, he beat Ohio State. Okay, cool. But legendary would be like only 2 incompletions for 550 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And I'll even let you have a pick in that.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't legendary. Can we please stop? Just stop the bandwagoning. Stop this guy's awesome. Mendoza's great. Don't get me wrong. But it was not a high scoring game, which I was surprised about. I kind of thought both of these offenses would kind of blow up. But let's stop over exaggerating when we're calling stuff what it is. It was a mid-performance that got a win.
And he's probably going to win the Heisman Trophy off of that game and the Penn State game. But if it was me, I'm going Diego Pavia from Vanderbilt. If you want to talk about somebody who puts up some legendary performances, he has this year. He's put up some stats. I know I've seen him with Kentucky Wildcats against them. But, yeah, that's who I would go with. But, they're going with Mendoza. Ohio State didn't play too well in that game, but Sunday his Packers turned it around for him, and they got the win. Caleb Williams throws that pick in the end zone at the end, which was just, what are you doing? 4th and 1? Just tuck that and run, get the first down, and run another play,
Well, not only that, but if you rewatch that, he has DJ Moore wide open.
Yeah, that too.
Wide open. Like, just take that. I don't want to call it a check down, but take the easy throw, get the first down. You still got time. You can still roll. But instead, you're like, I'm going to force this into the end zone when I don't have to. It's not the last play of the game. So I don't understand. And just because of that, the Bears go from the 1 seed to the 7th seed on 1 throw.
Yeah, like how insane is that? You're at the top of the whole NFC, and then 1 play drops you down to the very last seed in the playoffs.
It's insane. It's like you went from a 1st-round bye to you now have to travel to wherever in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's crazy. But, Gage, I see right now that you're taking a little sip there of some Dubby. So go to Dubby.gg, use our promo code YELLING, save 10% checkout. Use the link in the description. We may even throw up a QR code up here now. I don't know. QR code happy. And speaking of QR codes, right up here in the corner, if you scan this there QR code, it'll take you to our Spotify page. If you want to listen to us on Spotify instead of here, that's fine as well. Check it out on Spotify. It'll take you right to it. Gage, fantasy-wise, let's go ahead and get into that one here.
From turf to tears.
So I'm currently in week 2 of the first round of the consolation bracket. We are currently up 123.96 to 71.8. Big week last week for me, not a big week last week from him. And I currently have Chase McLaughlin going, who has 11 points just by himself. Injury-wise, we got a few questionables, just taking a look at it here quick. Starting off with the same running back that has been on this list every week since he's come off the IR, Aaron Jones. Shoulder, limited capacity practice today. It says he operated with practice restrictions more often than not since he suffered a shoulder injury. Yeah, sounds about right. He still leads the Vikings backfield most weeks, though. 67 touches to Jordan Mason's 37 over the last 5 games. This game is against Dallas. In Dallas, I expect him to play. And if he does, I expect him to actually have a solid game. Not a great game because Aaron Jones doesn't have great games anymore. But a solid game. My running back room is just all shaken up. I'm trying to patch this thing up with flex tape that is not holding. We got Kenny Gainwell and Aaron Jones out there. We had Kamani Vidal last week, who, if it was not for the 60-yard catch that he had, it would have been a bad game. Because right there was 7 points, and he ended with 11. So Vidal, taking a seat this week, especially with the Marion Hampton bag. It's like, all right, is he going to get more time? What are we doing here? Other injury-wise, we're going to look at CeeDee Lamb, Cowboys wide receiver. After that hit that he had last week where it was scary.
Scary, yeah. Tua-like.
Yeah, concussion, obviously. He practiced fully today, but he's still listed as questionable. It says, but after following Wednesday's limited session with an uncapped practice 1 day later, he seems to be on the precipice of clearing the protocol for head injuries. I would certainly hope so if you have him in full practice, but all right. I'm not too sure about that one. That game against Minnesota. So I got 2 guys that are hurt going against each other this week. Otherwise, we have, this is something that we're going to talk about later. I have the Texans defense this week going against the Cardinals. Depends on which Cardinals team shows up because we know they could score. We know Jacoby can sling it, and we know they don't have a run game. I also have Trey McBride starting. So if McBride goes 6 for 80, I'm okay with that. And then Texans defense has a few takeaways. They let up 13 points. We're chilling with that. On the bench, Charbonnet, Travion Henderson. Patriots fans, I don't know what to tell you. Jordan Love, Pat McMillan, Kamani Vidal, and the Browns defense. The Browns defense. We'll talk about this one later as well. But
what was that?
When we were having fun last week picking that game, I said I'm not gonna pick Tennessee, but I'm gonna come on here next week and say, oh, I should double down on the upset pick of the week.
We tried to peer pressure you into it.
No, you guys did not. You were stupid. You should do that. No one would do that. And they put up 31, and they took Shador Sanders off for the 2-point conversion.
Stefanski's getting fired.
He should.
He should. He deserves it.
Yeah, that was just awful. Now, if Judkins had actually flipped it, might have been a different outcome. It looked like he tried to and bobbled it and just didn't have good control. And then right there, it was all screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it for injury-wise. We got a lot of red matchups this week, which I don't like. Lamar at Cincy, which is green. Kenneth Gainwell versus Miami is gray. So, right in the middle of the pack. Aaron Jones at Dallas, green. And then we start a stretch. CeeDee Lamb, Minnesota, red. Jacoby Myers, Jets, red, which I'm surprised. And Trey McBride at Houston, red. And then Amon-Ra St. Brown at the Rams, gray. Texans defense against Arizona, green as can be. And then Chase McLaughlin tonight. It doesn't matter the color. He's going to score points.
Yeah. Man, you look at Kyle Pitts out here making catches. This is a guy we've been talking about for years, right? Kyle Pitts. Kirk Cousins to Kyle Pitts.
After tonight, he already has 2 touchdowns on the night. Everyone's going to be like, see, we told you. Kyle Pitts, he's here to stay.
Won't hear nothing the rest of the year.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's going to be offering first-round draft picks for him. Give this guy an extension. And then he's going to come out next week and have 1 catch for 2 yards and a fumble.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. That's the Falcons anyways, all right? Like all year long. Right now, they're behind the Buccaneers 28-14 in the fourth quarter. Kirk Cousins is trying to lead them down to score another touchdown here. What about them cream colored jerseys out here for Tampa Bay? You like those? You like those? You like that?
I like the creamsicle ones. I have no
like
issue with them. I'm
I
not
like the creamsicle too.
So let me make this clear. I like the creamsicle color. I hate the old logo.
Hate the old logo too.
All right, I'm glad we're in the same boat with this, and you're not going to make a short out of this arguing back and forth with this. But I'm not a fan of the old logo, and I know you can't really mix and match because that would be probably dumber than the old logo. But like, let's do a little retouch up, maybe.
Yeah. The creamsicle's good, but the logo, yeah, the touchdown.
Touchdown.
Yep, and Bijan is my starting running back on my 5 and 9 fantasy team, so that's awesome.
All right, glad he's finally having a good game for you.
And our boy looks like he just commented on this podcast, not putting up that comment that he's got on here, but welcome in, dude. How's it going, buddy? Yeah, all right, yeah, that's classy by you there. So, Gage, let's go ahead now. Let's get into our picks. Let's start it off here. 2-point try is no good, by the way, 28-20. Let's go ahead and start it off with the Baltimore Ravens.
Man.
Traveling to Cincinnati to face the Cincinnati Bengals. 1 o'clock on CBS. Baltimore is a 2.5-point favorite on the road. Gage, what do you think here?
Well, first I need to ask the question: what's the injury report this week? Does Cincinnati have Jamar and T playing? All right, that's good. Now, is Joe Burrow going to retire before the Sunday?
I can't answer that one. I have no idea. The dude turns 29 yesterday. It's like, hey Joe, how's your birthday? He's like, man, I'm depressed. I hate life right now. You know, man. Just I don't know what I want to do.
He's starting to bald up top there. You know what? Baltimore's defense last week, decent after Pittsburgh scored 27. After Pittsburgh scored 27, Baltimore outgained them 202 yards to 3 yards. And that was for a quarter and a half. There were a couple deep shots that Baltimore led up to Pittsburgh last week that Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton kind of got burnt on a little bit. So I expect Burrow, Jamar, and T to try and take full advantage of it. One thing that the Steelers didn't really exploit last week was the rushing defense. Kenneth Gainwell had a touchdown, but I think he had like 4 carries for 15 yards. Warren did not have a good game either. I think one of their best runs was a tush push from Connor Hayward on 4th and 1, and he actually got the first down. All right, let's make this clear. It was like a 4-yard gain. Cincinnati-wise, they looked good for a while last week, as we talked about, and then Burrow just made a couple boneheaded plays, a couple tipped balls, and then all of a sudden it was a 21-point flop. Yeah. Cincinnati already up 1-0 in the series this year. I'm going to take them to go 2-0. Give me Cincinnati in this one. Baltimore 2.5. Obviously, being the underdogs, they cover. I think being at Cincinnati helps, and I think Lamar's still dealing a little bit with a hamstring injury maybe, though he did look a lot better last week running. But the receivers have to catch the ball.
Yeah, and that defense still isn't what you would think a Baltimore defense would be either. Derrick Henry, not the same Derrick Henry as we've seen in previous years. He's losing a step, it seems like.
Held to 2.4 rush last week against a horrible rush team.
Yeah. And then Cincinnati, Burrow, does he want to play? Does he not want to play? I don't know what's going on with Burrow. He seemed really down and out and depressed. But I think that 2 weeks ago, the Ravens were like a 6-point favorite at home against the Bengals. The home field advantage, I guess they're thinking it's the same thing. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the Bengals dominated that game against the Ravens. 5 turnovers. I would be a lot more confident if the Bengals would have won against Buffalo on Sunday, but I'm not as confident now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the Bengals do win the game and protect home field. They're 3-1 in the division so far. I think they make it 4-1, and they keep their slim playoff hopes alive for one more week, maybe, possibly. And the Bengals win. Of course, the Bengals cover because they're the home dogs.
3-1 in the division, you said. Who's that one lost to?
It's Pittsburgh. But Pittsburgh's also 3-1 in the division, and who's their loss to?
It's a good question. I'm not too sure.
Football dude still, yeah. All right. Well, the next matchup we've got. The Cleveland Browns travel to Chicago to face the Chicago Bears at 1 o'clock on Fox. Chicago's a 7.5-point favorite at home. Gage, what do you think here?
Tell you who looked good last week. Porter Sanders.
Uh-huh.
Who didn't look good last week? Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Does that have the makings for a Cleveland Browns upset of the week this coming week. No, I'm not taking them for the upset pick of the week. Give me Chicago in this one. However, Cleveland, you will like this. I think you guys cover the 7.5. I think that's a huge spread against a team that Cleveland's defense last week was a fluke. Granted, it was a fluke against Tennessee, but nonetheless, it was still a fluke. They've been good almost all year. And Chicago, they're good one week, and then they're awful the next week. Cleveland, they have one side of the ball playing great, the other side of the ball playing awful, and a play coaching call for 2 points that execution awful. So we're going to take the Bears in this one, but we're going to take a Browns cover.
Stefanski, I believe, should probably be fired for his mishandling of Shedeur Sanders and this whole quarterback mess this whole season. Deshaun Watson's back to participating in practices too, so there's something to look forward to, Cleveland Browns fans. You think it was messy this year, it's going to get even more messier next year. And then there he goes, and down goes Holyfield. We're live on YouTube, and I have lost my co-host. He's down and out for the count. Holy.
Get a shot of this here. That's the end of my chair there.
Oh, I can't wait to make that a short. Oh, Lord.
So I don't think I can sit in this anymore.
Oh, that's great.
I told you before we started this that my chair broke a little bit.
Yeah.
And you had said about, if you fall over, during the live, it's going to be great. I didn't think I would actually do it.
You did it.
There's a lot of chair wood carvings now in my carpet.
That's awesome. I completely, took it out. I was like, yeah, he's stable. Everything's good. And next thing you know, he's down.
Funny because it was like, you were like, oh, yeah, I think we heard a chair cracking over there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, a little bit. And then I go to lean back again. It's like, bam. All right.
The time you fell out of the chair was the time that Baker just threw that pick.
Welcome, Falcons fans.
The Bears, they didn't play really good last week. Browns played pretty good on offense. Defensively, they give up like 31 to the Titans. Like, how does that happen? Like, you're one of the better defenses in the NFL, and you give up 31 to that team. Explain that to me. The Bears, I think that they bounce back this week. They're at home. I don't think that they cover this spread, though. 7.5 is quite a bit. I think the Browns are sneakily fun to watch with Shedeur. Give me the Bears to win. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game, though. I think they'll be able to put up points, and I think that the Browns will be able to put up some points on the Bears, too. So give me the Bears, but give me a Browns cover. Gordo, let me add in his picks here. He sent his picks in. He's got the Bengals in the first game, and he's got the Bears in the second game. So that's where we are, and Gage is back with us. Gage, glad to have you back.
You know what really sucks? Sitting in a chair that you don't have a back to.
You can't lean back. Lean back. Lean
So I know
back.
I'm gonna go to lean back and it just starts slowly going out of frame.
All right, so the next matchup we've got here, we'll try to get this thing back on track here. The LA Chargers travel to Kansas City to face the Kansas City Chiefs at 1 o'clock on CBS. Somehow, some way, the Kansas City Chiefs, after what they've been through this year, are a 5.5-point favorite at home. Gage, make this make sense for me here. And what do you think about it?
5.5, even for being an Arrowhead, seems like a lot. Now, the one thing I could say is maybe this is kind of a trap game. It is a divisional game. It's in Kansas City. Bad week last week for the team altogether. Between a Mahomes pick, a Kelsey giveaway. I can't call that one a Mahomes pick. That's a Kelsey giveaway. Unfortunately, it gets credited to Mahomes.
Yeah.
But I thought Chris Collinsworth was going to have an aneurysm when that happened.
Here's a guy who can't hold on to the
And here's Patrick Mahomes. Oh, don't get me started. The Chargers are just good. Like, they are good overall. I don't know which one to go with here. This feels like a game where Mahomes and the Chiefs could come out and score 40, and the defense holds the Chargers to 10. What version of the Chargers team are we going to get? They are coming off a wow win against Philly, where Jalen Hurts turned the ball over twice in one play and 5 times overall. If you had Hurts in fantasy, you lost 4 points on one play.
You were hurting.
You were hurting, that is for sure. Kirk Cousins under pressure.
Throws it to Pitts.
I don't know, man. Chargers defense is good. Chiefs defense is good for the most part. 5.5 is a lot. I'm going to go with the Chiefs in this one, but I'm going to take the Chargers to cover. And I don't feel comfortable either way. I can't say for sure, oh, yeah, I think this team's going to win. I'm going to go with the Chiefs just because they're the favorite, and I'll take LA to cover.
Yeah, so you mentioned that. game last week, the Chiefs, like every week, you're like, all right, this is the week the Chiefs get back on track and they win. And they just haven't done it this year, man. They're not a good team. Kelsey, I think this is last year. It's got to be his last year. The defense has carried the team the last couple of years, and they're not even stepping up like they usually do. The Texans defense, I mean, now they play a really great defense in the Texans defense. We talk about them. We've talked about them since the beginning of the year, how great the Texans defense is. Held them 10 points at Arrowhead. That's where this game is Sunday. The Chargers beat the Chiefs earlier in the season in Brazil, so they've got that on them. I think it's going to be hard to beat Mahomes twice in one season. Herbert's still dealing with that fracture on his hand. But he didn't look bad last week with the fractured hand. I mean, really didn't. But I think the Chiefs bounce back this week. I think they win, but I also think that the Chargers cover in this one. It should be a good game, though. But the Chargers have a chance to really put the Chiefs out of everybody's misery and get them out of that playoff scene for this season. But I think the Chiefs actually bounce back and win this game. And Gordo also has the Chiefs winning. So far, we're all riding together the first 3 games. And
And we have a fumble on the field and the Buccaneers recover. Who dropped that? Darnell Mooney?
Mooney,
not money.
Yeah. And so, wow. Yeah. Oh, man, he's at the 10-yard line, too.
Yep.
Spin move, just go down at that point.
Although
just go down.
The clock's still running, and the offense is on the field.
Oh, they're going to have to review that. Oh, the offense has got the ball. Kirk Cousins in shotgun.
There is
the pistol. And they snap the ball. They get it off before a challenge happens.
How does Atlanta for that?
Wow. They didn't. I don't think they did. They got up to – how does Tampa Bay not throw a flag there? What are you doing over there, Todd Bowles?
How does that get rolled Atlanta position?
I have no idea. How.
What?
Well, we got another good one Sunday in the AFC East. The Buffalo Bills traveling to Foxborough to face the New England Patriots at 1 o'clock on CBS. Buffalo's a 1.5-point favorite on the road. Gage, New England beat them in Buffalo. Can they make it twice? Can they sweep them?
This is one of those games where it's like, all right, New England's on a roll right now, but they haven't played anybody. This is going to be a test to them. And can they do it? I don't know. It's in New England, so that's going to help. But I don't know. This is one of those games that when you look at it, it's like coin toss. Who wins the coin toss? It's a coin toss. Who wins it? I'm going to go with the Patriots in this one. Underdog upset. I guess they're not the road dog in this one. But give me the Patriots to get the upset, and Buffalo goes home crying.
Buffalo last week come back and had a come-from-behind victory in the snow at home against the Bengals in order to keep their playoff hopes alive because they're kind of down there too, fighting for playoff, like the Chiefs are. You're used to seeing them at the 1 or 2 spot like you do the Chiefs, and this year's just been kind of crazy for that. The Patriots coming off of a bye week. Before that, they've been on a streak, but they've feasted on some weak opponents. But they did dominate the Bills in Buffalo the last time they played them.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat a team twice, especially when both of them are pretty evenly matched. I'm going to roll with Buffalo in this one as the road favorites. I think they go into Foxborough and they get a win and they pull one game closer to the division title there for the AFC East. So, give me Buffalo. And Gordo has the Patriots as well. So,
all right.
I'm all right on the Orchard Park Island over here with Bills Mafia. The next matchup we got, and talking about an AFC East team, now we go to the NFC least. And it's the Washington Commanders traveling to Jersey to face the New York Giants at 1 o'clock on Fox. The Giants are 2.5-point favorites. Gage, did Kyle Pitts get both feet in there and control the ball?
I don't know, but if he did,
one butt cheek equals 2 feet. He's in, I think.
Kyle Pitts hat trick. Thanks to Kirk Cousins. Michael Penix, you're done, buddy. But what landed first, the elbow or the butt cheek?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I think the butt cheek lands first, but it's hard to tell right here. Here we go. This should be a good angle right here. He's bobbling. He gets control of it. He comes down. Butt cheek. Oh, man, that's like simultaneously right there. That's close.
That's going to be one of those things, wow. What's the call on the field?
Yeah, what did they call on the field? I missed what they called on the field, but
they called it a touchdown.
Okay.
I
think it's butt cheek. Anyways,
Kyle Pitts has at least 21 fantasy points tonight. So what game we got here? Commanders and Giants.
Yeah.
There was the game earlier this season when Jaden Daniels first got hurt and the RG3 comparisons came out. And then he got healthy, came back. got hurt. This guy is RG3. And if Washington was smart, just shut him down.
What are you doing?
Why'd you bring him back in the first place and then let him stay out there? Like, I don't understand it. The Giants-wise, man, Jameis Winston is the jack of all trades, master of some. This guy, what was it? Was it CBS or Fox? I think it was
Fox.
CBS. Was it Fox? Okay.
Yeah.
A Fox pregame
Touchdown.
on the panel, and he is a dude.
Yeah.
He is awesome to listen to. I want to be in the locker room for every Jameis Winston speech.
Yes.
He is incredible. Defense, non-existent for either of these teams. I just think the Giants' offense is a little bit better. A little bit better. So we're going to go with the Giants in this game. They'll cover, but it's going to be an ugly game. But this is not going to be my 1 o'clock game to watch.
What was the Commanders doing last week? I mean, you go out the week before and you almost beat Denver. You fail on the 2-point conversion. And then you go out and you get shut out by a Minnesota team who got shut out the week before by Seattle. What is this league, right? I don't know.
If you can figure that out, you let me know because I have no idea.
Jackson Dart, I believe he's back this week. It's kind of sad in one way. I want to get more Jameis out here catching touchdown passes, throwing touchdown passes, rushing for touchdowns. But he's not. It's Jackson Dart. I got the Giants winning this one in a game that, whatever, give me the Giants. The Giants win, and the Giants cover by a field goal in a game that nobody's going to pay much attention to on Sunday. Gordo also is rolling with the Giants. In the next game, we've got the Las Vegas Raiders travel to Philly to face the Philadelphia Eagles at 1 o'clock on Fox. Philly's 11.5-point favorites. Gage, there's not much to say on this game either, is there, really?
No, I mean, you could potential revenge game because this is a potential Kenny Pickett game with Geno Smith nursing an injury. And he didn't play bad last week coming in after Geno got hurt. There's a lot of grumblings all over social media. Should the Steelers bring back Kenny Pickett next year because he's a free agent? No, they should not. No, Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett. That's just like saying Pro Bowler Snoop Huntley. 11.5 is a lot, but I think they cover it. Give me Philly in this one, and I'm going to take them to cover.
Since 1978, no player had committed 2 turnovers in one play before Jalen Hurts. That stat was brought to you in part by Elias Sports Bureau. Anyways, we don't have a sponsor by them, but it's cool to put that. It's pretty.
Brought to you by W.
Brought to you by W. Check it out. W.GG. Use our promo code Yellen. Be better. All right. So speaking of being better, the Eagles have got to be better this week, right? I mean, what are they? I mean, last week before, like I said last week, they are one of the more boring teams to watch, and they keep proving it week after week. And the Raiders are the Raiders. Can you pick it look better than Geno Smith? Why don't we, I don't know, throw the ball to Brock Bowers a little bit more? Why don't we get that guy involved? I don't know. It's silly to think that. I mean, they just don't seem to get him involved a whole lot. And Vegas is just, they're hopeless right now. Pete Carroll's not your answer. Geno Smith's not your answer. Get him out of there, get rebuilt, whatever. When Mark Davis is out here making headlines for his girlfriend that he's got because she likes his smile and she didn't even know he's a billionaire, you've got some issues when that's your biggest story for your season. Give me the Eagles in this one. I think the Eagles destroy him. They beat him by at least 2 touchdowns, maybe more. And Gordon also has the Eagles.
Now, I will say, A.J. Brown, last 3 games, 24 catches, 342 yards, and 3 touchdowns. In that span, Philly is 0-3. So maybe, I know we kept saying we need to get A.J. Brown involved. Maybe we need to get him involved less. I don't know.
Maybe throw it to the Slim Reaper up more. I don't know.
Get a little Jahan Dotson action in there, maybe.
Yeah. Saquon out of the backfield. Our next 1 o'clock matchup, we've got the New York Jets travel to Jacksonville to face the Jacksonville Jaguars at 1 o'clock on CBS. Jacksonville is a 13.5-point favorite. Gage, I got to think this is probably because Brady Cook from Missouri is out here quarterbacking, I believe. I don't know, but he got some time last week. What do you think?
I didn't know that part. All right. Riddle me this. When's the last time Jacksonville was favorited by 10 points, let alone 13.5? It's been a long time because that franchise has been bad for a while. But if it's Brady Cook out there, even if it's Tyrod Taylor or Justin Fields, they're going to lose. Give me Jacksonville, and they cover the spread, 13.5.
Yeah, Brady Cook is expected to start for the New York Football Jets. You've got Brady Cook. You've got Breece Hall. You've got, I don't know, man. Liam Cohen's got something going down there in Jacksonville now. They're starting to play really good. Trevor Lawrence is looking decent now. I think he's finally grasping what Liam Cohen wants out of that offense now. Liam Cohen may be the coach of the year in the NFL this season. I mean, he's got them going right now. And I think they win this game Sunday. I think they actually cover because, if Brady Cook's your starting quarterback in the NFL, you've got some issues at that quarterback position. Is Justin Fields, is he hurt?
It's a knee injury.
Okay, so, and then, Tyrod hurt last week. So, Brady Cook it is. So, is Hunter Deckers not available?
I don't know, but he needs to get some playing time. Okay, so we have Tyrod and Justin out. Who in the world is backing up Brady Cook, and who in the world is not good enough that they are being sat behind Brady Cook?
Was Chad Pennington not available? I mean, they just brought back Phillip Rivers in the league. Could they not go back and get their old quarterback, Chad Pennington?
Maybe get a little butt fumble action going.
Mark Sanchez is without a job right now. I mean, so you can probably get him easily.
I'm trying to do a quick search right now. I don't know if they have any other quarterbacks.
I don't think it matters. I think they're just like, 4 games. Let's get this over with and let's start over.
But it is kind of history a little bit for the Jets. They are going to do something that they haven't done in half a century, and that's start an undrafted rookie. The last time they did it, December 15th, 1975. When J.J. Jones started for the injured Joe Namath.
Yeah, J.J. Jones.
Yeah, and in that game, Joe Namath ended up playing anyways. So
so is Tyrod Taylor just going to be like, you know what, I better get out here and pull a Joe Namath, right?
He's like, you know what, this is awful. Coach, let me in.
So we go to our last 1 o'clock game, and it is those Arizona Cardinals traveling to Houston to face the Houston Texans at 1 o'clock on Fox. Houston's a 9.5-point favorite at home. Gage, this is a battle of offense versus defense right here. What are you thinking? Gordon had the Jags as well. Sorry.
All right, cool. The Cardinals last week were my upset pick of the week. I really thought that offense would get it done and do a lot better. Now, with that being said, there are some people on that offense who eat. Michael Wilson, he's had 4 games, I believe, or 3 games as the number 1 receiver. Yeah, because Marvin Harrison played in the Tampa game. In those 3 games, he has at least 10 catches, at least 118 yards. Last week, he went 11 for 142 and 2 touchdowns. You know who else eats on that? Trey McBride. You know who doesn't eat on that? Any of the running backs that they start. It does not matter who it is. M. Knight, freaking Frank Gore coming out of retirement, maybe a little Adrian Peterson action, and I'm not too sure. This offense, though, they put up numbers. It's like video game numbers, but not on the scoreboard. And it is so frustrating to watch that happen. Arizona came out and had an opening drive touchdown last week, and I was like, all right, here we go. This is going to happen. And then it went away just like that. And we got the Texans, as you mentioned, their defense, incredible. We were told that in preseason that the Texans defense was incredible. And man, has it held true just about the entire year. The offense, a little shaky, but I think the defense is going to be what helps them in this one. I'm going to take Houston in this, and I'll take Houston wins, Arizona cover.
Okay. Well, the Cardinals, they've lost 10 of their last 11. They get down early, and then the run game's no count at that point in time. So then they just start slinging it around. The Texans, they have a strong pass defense, and they get pressure on the quarterback early and often. So they'll just dial up that heat against them. I think that Houston wins. I don't think they get up as big on Arizona as other teams have because Houston's not built that way on offense. They're not going to blow you out with their offense, but they will smother you on defense. So I don't think that I think Wilson's streak of 10 catches and over 100-some yards, I think that kind of goes by the wayside this game here because I don't think Houston's going to allow it. But I got Houston winning, and I've got Houston. Actually, I'll take an Arizona cover as well on this one because they just don't put up offense because DeMeco Ryans really doesn't care if they get offense. He don't care if it's 3-0. He wants that defense to go out there and swarm like they do. And Gordon also has the Texans, and that is our picks for the 1 o'clock slate. But wait, there's a lot more, man. We have every team playing this week on Sunday. This is the most loaded Sunday that we've had in a while. So we start with the 4 o'clock ones. And hello, Gordon. We start with your Green Bay Packers traveling to Denver to face the Denver Broncos at 4:25 on CBS. Green Bay is a 2.5-point favorite on the road. Gage, Denver is on a hot streak. They've won, 10 in a row now? Can they make it 11 at home against the Packers?
I think they do. Broncos actually not being favored in this game is surprising. I think probably one of the more surprising spreads of the week that they're the underdog in this one. But it's in the Mile High City. Denver's on a roll right now, and I think they're going to keep at it. Green Bay trying to keep that number 1 spot in the division. But if Chicago loses, then you got a little bit of less, to worry about. Give me Denver in this one, and obviously, being the underdogs, they cover.
So Denver, I feel like they've been kind of squeaking by on some of their wins from this winning streak. But you got to give them credit. They still win when, they should, and they win games they shouldn't at times, too, during this win streak. And then the Green Bay Packers, on the other hand, they beat Chicago last week. They take control of the NFC North. They look really good. But they got Josh Jacobs back. Jordan Love is not making mistakes out there, and the defense is playing pretty good for him. I think the Green Bay Packers go into Mile High Stadium, and they end the winning streak of the Denver Broncos, and they cover the spread. They win by about a field goal. So I've got the Packers winning and covered, and Gordon also has the Packers in this one. Of course he does. He's not going against that.
All right, so I'm on the island by myself.
You're on the island by yourself. And the next matchup we've got, the Detroit Lions travel to L.A. to face the L.A. Rams at 4:25 on Fox. The Rams are a 6-point favorite at home. Gage, what do we think here?
I talked last week about the streak that Devontae Adams had going on.
Yeah.
Scoring a touchdown, and then he lets me down last week, 4 for 29. I think he gets back on track this week. I think the Rams just keep on rolling. Lions put up a good fight, but in the end, the Rams take it down. Give me the Rams in this one. I think they cover, and I'm willing to take a Devontae Adams anytime touchdown.
So this is the Matt Stafford, Jared Goff Bowl, right? Both guys traded for each other a couple of years back. The Rams obviously got a Super Bowl out of that. Jared Goff has excelled as a Lions quarterback since being traded for the most part. Jahmyr Gibbs had a really good week last week against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
The Rams got back on track after whatever it was the week before against the Panthers. They look really good once again last week. Stafford kind of reestablishing himself as the MVP, but I'm going to skew a little bit differently here. I think that the Detroit Lions go into LA as my upset pick of the week, and the Detroit Lions pull off the win against the Rams, and they cover that spread because they are the road dog, Jesse James. And there's my one for the show. Gordon's got the Rams, by the way, in this one. So, hey. Next matchup we've got the Carolina Panthers travel to New Orleans to face the New Orleans Saints at 4:25 on Fox. Carolina's a 2.5-point favorite. Gage, you called Tyler Shuck. Tyler sucks. Last week he looked pretty good against Tampa Bay. What do you think here this week?
He looks pretty good against Tampa Bay. And when it comes to the Panthers, you can't predict them. They somehow have a winning record this season. They're one of the most exciting teams one week, and then Bryce Young goes back to being Bryce Young. Tyler sucks. He's shucking that ball all over the place. He continues this week. Underdog, not the underdog pick of the week, because it's not that big of a spread. It's not that big of a spread. We can't. But we are going to take the underdog here. Give me the Saints in this one, and obviously they come.
So the Panthers, they're coming off of a bye. They've got a pretty strong running game, and they're facing the Saints team that is bottom 10 in run defense for the season. Saints last week looked pretty good on offense. The Bucs couldn't stop them. Like Tyler Shuck out here running for touchdowns.
Yeah.
I got to give him credit. I mean, I hated on him. We've hated on him. We've called him something else. Played pretty well. He's looked better than Spencer Rattler has so far this season, I believe. But the Panthers, do we know what we're getting out of the Panthers week after week? I don't think we do. It's hard telling. They're coming off of a bye. Will that matter? Will that help them? They're on the road. Usually they play better at home. This is a division matchup. I think Carolina wins this one, though. I think they cover the spread. They win by a field goal. Give me Carolina to win this one over the Saints. And Gordon has the Panthers winning as well. So Gage back on the island.
All right. You need a plane to get off this thing with the next game.
Oh, the next matchup. The Tennessee Titans travel to San Francisco to face the 49ers at 4:25 on Fox. San Francisco is a 12.5-point favorite. Gage, this would be a perfect time for somebody to double down on their underdog pick of the week from 2 weeks ago and go with those Tennessee Titans and have them going on a win streak. What do you think?
I can't. I can't. If I couldn't do it against Cleveland, I'm not going to do it against San Francisco. Niners win this one easily. Maybe not easily. Maybe the Titans offense comes back alive.
Oh, what a catch.
Maybe the Titans offense comes back alive. But the Niners are just too good. I'm going to take them to win, and I'm going to take them to cover the 12.5.
They just converted a 4th and 14 with 30-some seconds left, and they're at the 36. Spike. So the Titans, they get their second win of the season last week. Cam Ward is not a bust, right? I don't know about all that. Tony Pollard had a pretty good game for Tennessee last week. Somehow they put up 31 against that good defense. Niners coming off of a bye. Brock Purdy getting a little bit healthier. This team's getting a little bit healthier now towards the stretch run for the Niners. Niners win this game. I think they actually cover. They win by 2 touchdowns. Give me San Francisco and give me San Francisco to cover. Gordon also has the Niners covering that spread. He's got them winning. I don't know if he's got them covering the spread. The next matchup, the Indianapolis Colts travel to Seattle to face the Seattle Seahawks, 4:25 on CBS. Seattle's a 13.5-point favorite. Gage, some of these spreads, man, are insane this week.
I wish we knew if Phillip Rivers was starting this week. I wish that we knew. I'm just looking overall. Phillip Rivers got put into Madden 26 today. Do you know what his rating is?
73.
You're giving him too much credit. He gets a 70 overall rating.
Really?
Madden. 83 throw power. Does Grandpa still have it in the arm? Is he still slinging that rock?
Oh, he's still slinging with the grandkids out in the yard. What do you mean?
Well, and we know he ain't running. So watching the press conference, and they're like, "Oh, how much do you weigh?" And he's like, "I don't know. More than I did when I left the field in Buffalo. Doesn't matter. I was never running anyway."
No. He'll trash talk, though, like no other.
Oh, yeah, he's a great trash talker. Phillip Rivers, last season, 2020, with the Colts. So he's back with the team that he knows the system of. Season-wise, 4,169 yards, 24 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Took him to the playoffs. Can Grandpa come back and do it? This is going to be really dumb. And I'm already admitting it. But Phillip Rivers, we got to ride with Grandpa. Give me the underdog pick of the week, the Indianapolis Colts and Phillip Rivers. Again, don't even know if he's starting. If it's Riley Leonard and I'm going on this tangent, then so be it, and I deserve it. But give me the Colts. They travel to Seattle. Grandpa might be airsick, plane jet lagged, whatever you want to call it. But he's going to go out there, throw 300 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's something right there. The Falcons are lining up to kick a 43-yard field goal to win the game and a timeout. But the Colts, a couple of weeks ago, before Daniel Jones broke his fibula and was still playing, like he's overcompensating out here, and he tears his Achilles on the other leg. So a tough break for him. The Colts were looking really good, Super Bowl contenders, until he started not feeling real well out there on the field. Jonathan Taylor had better games when he was out there at full strength. He's kind of tailed off a little bit. You got Riley Leonard in there, maybe Phillip Rivers, who hasn't played since 2020. Yeah. Seattle, on the other hand, they're getting it done over there. They're looking pretty good. That defense is playing really well. Jackson Smith and Jigba still gets a lot of yards, a lot of catches every week. I think that continues this week. Sauce Gardner's out. He's hurt. You trade for him because you think you got a chance to make a Super Bowl, and now you're out here signing 44-year-old Phillip Rivers to try to keep the dream alive. Give me Seattle to win this one. I think that they win. I think the Colts will cover, though. It'll be about 10, and the Atlanta Falcons just beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on a field goal at the end of the game to win 29-28. What an ending. And Gordon also has the 49ers. No, did I say he had the 49ers a while ago?
I think he did.
And he's got the Seahawks in this one. So, and next matchup we go to Sunday night, and we've got the Vikings traveling to Dallas to face the Dallas Cowboys at 8:20 on NBC. Dallas is a 5.5-point favorite. Gage, what do you think here?
Is J.J. McCarthy back or what? Almost a 70% completion rate last week. 163 yards, 3 touchdowns, and they just absolutely shellacked the Washington Commanders. Now, unfortunately for them, they're going against a much better team this week. Well, much better offensively, yes. And if George Pickens would like to attempt for the, get the ball, I would like to say that that's why Pittsburgh traded him for a third rounder. I still can't do that. And just so you know, the chair frame that I had broke more. So we're doing real good on this out here. I'm going to go with the Cowboys in this. I don't think McCarthy can have 2 back-to-back good performances. And until he proves me wrong, we're going to stick with that. Give me the Cowboys and give me them to cover.
So the Vikings, they played really well last week. J.J. McCarthy still needs to realize, I've got number 18 out here. I need to figure out how to get in connection with him.
Yeah.
Hasn't really been a real good year for Justin Jefferson, or JJ. Either way, either of the JJs really haven't been able to hook up real well. The other hand, Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb had that nasty concussion last week. You said he's been a full participant in practice. He should be able to good to go. Even if he's not, I still feel good about that offense. George Pickens, I think, is going to pick it back up from last week. He's going to have a better game than he did. But even if he don't, Flournoy, what a game that guy had. He has stepped up when CeeDee Lamb has been out and has played really well. And you got Turpin back there. That offense is really good, even without CeeDee Lamb. They still got weapons. They still put up points when he doesn't play. So with that being said, I've got the Cowboys win this game, and I've got the Cowboys covering this spread. I think they win by about a touchdown, maybe more in this one. So give me the Cowboys.
You know what's real crazy? Justin Jefferson last week, 2 catches for 11 yards. Yeah. His longest catch was 13.
Yeah. So his other catch was for 2-yard loss. That's cool. Yeah. And then Gordon has the Cowgirls. He also had a name for this game. I'm not going to say that right here, but I'll tell you later, Gage.
Oh, no, I'm scared.
The final matchup we have for the week, Monday Night Football. The Miami Dolphins travel to Pittsburgh to face the Pittsburgh Steelers at 8:15. Pittsburgh is a 3-point favorite. Gage, I'm going to go ahead and pick first here and save it for you. The Miami Dolphins, dead in the water a few weeks back. How many weeks have we said, when is Mike McDaniel getting fired?
Too many.
And they turned it around. They've looked pretty good. Who would have thought giving the ball to Devon Achane, as long as he's not going up against Kyle Hamilton, because don't throw a fader out there, right, Gordon? But, giving the ball to him, maybe that works. Jalen Waddle, protecting Tua. Hey, a healthy Tua with some protection, maybe not bad. And defensively, they've played really well. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, they've had some ups and downs on defense. Aaron Rodgers picked it up last week, but a few weeks ago, he looked like an old Aaron Rodgers. Last week, he looked like the old Aaron Rodgers. A couple weeks ago, he looked like an old Aaron Rodgers. This is a tough game right here.
Yes.
It's in Pittsburgh, so there's where Pittsburgh's getting the 3 points right there. Miami's playing really well right now, and I think they pull this one off right here. I think Miami goes into Pittsburgh. I think they pull off the win, and I think they cover because I think they win by about a field goal. I think this will be an entertaining game, but Miami may sneak into the playoffs as a wild card. They may do it after we've talked about let's fire Mike McDaniel all season long, and Mike McDaniel may pull it off. I think Miami wins it, and I'm kind of picking Miami too because, if the Bengals win, Miami wins. There's that sliver of hope, right? Just a sliver. And Gordon's got the Dolphins as well as his road dog. So, Gage.
There's a couple key things to look at on the Steelers side of the ball. Defensive-wise, I think we get Kyle Duggar back this week, which is going to help a lot. The safeties were exposed last week between Chuck Clark and a little bit of even Jalen Ramsey back there. Kyle Duggar, for whatever reason, is a difference maker on the back half. Earlier today, I don't know what happened. It's not been said, but TJ Watt was hospitalized after a long evaluation. He had complications in the team facility yesterday and then went and got hospitalized late last night. So we don't know if he's going to play. Even if he's okay, I would say, don't let him play this week. And I know that's coming from a guy who wants the team to win, but you want TJ to be healthy as well. It almost sounded very similar to the whole Tyrod Taylor getting his lung punctured with the Chargers and then Justin Herbert starting for the rest of his career. I hope that's not the case with TJ, but I don't know. You look at the offensive side of the ball. If they do play action, deep ball to DK Metcalf again, I will be the happiest man in the world. However, I believe it's going to be play action. There's the tight end for 2 yards because that's what it seems like it is every week besides for last week. Aaron Rodgers' blind side, he's going to have to get rid of the ball quick this week. Quick. They were already without Broderick Jones. Going into last week, he was placed on season-ending IR. And then they lose Andrus Peat. He came over from the Saints in the offseason, signed as a free agent, 3-time Pro Bowler, did pretty good in the time that he's played, but he's also, I believe, ruled out this week. So they turned to Calvin Anderson. He's now on season-ending IR. Dylan Cook got his first reps last week. Didn't do horrible, but he didn't play many snaps either. This is going to be his first career start, and he's been in the NFL, I think, since 2021. So Rodgers is going to have to be careful because that Dolphin defense, Chop Robinson and Matt Judon, they're going to be coming for Rodgers' blindside. And they know that they can punch the ball because we've seen it happen this season. The run game, basically non-existent in the Steelers offense right now. Kenneth Gainwell might be the best receiver or second best receiver that they have. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Tariq Cohen, catching a lot of passes out of the backfield. But I'm going to do what I do every week. We're going to go with Miami. Last week was Miami's first win with Tua in like very cold weather. It was kind of like I saw a meme. It was like the movable object versus the stoppable force. The Jets were 0-8 against Tua. Tua was 0-7 in cold weather games. Something's got to give here. I like to believe that they're going to go to 1-8 in cold weather after this week, but I just don't know. It's one of those games that it's going to be a toss-up, and it's prime time. I hate primetime games as a Steelers fan because they always lose. So
who did lose to on Thursday night earlier in the year?
No, give me the Dolphins in this one, and they are the road dog, Jesse James, in this one. And I believe the answer to your question is some weird team in Ohio, and it's not the Browns.
The Columbus Aviators. All right. So there we are with our picks for the week. We'll see how we do. Look, I'll admit right now, somebody didn't do their duty here. I said duty. And did not add up the totals for the teams. So I'll be better next week. I'll just go do it too next week. You know, I think I'm in first place. Gordon's in second. Gage is in the rear right now. So we'll see if we can get better.
I'm trying to be like the Bengals and trying to slowly make a comeback here. I noticed that you didn't say the scores from last week, and I wasn't going to say anything. But since you brought it up, yeah, get on that.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes the idiot will put up something on here and it'll be like, you know, Titans at 49ers at 427 on Fox. And be like, no, man, it's not on 427. Or he'll put like Titans or Titan against the 40-30s or whatever. And I'll be like, man, what are you doing? Like, come on. Somebody, you know, screws it up. So
and somehow the Titan is the favorite.
Yeah, the Titan's the favorite. So, yeah, you definitely know somebody screwed something up there. But, hey, we're working on it. You know, we'll get better at it and everything. But, yeah.
We do have one more prediction that I would like to go over coming up here in 2 nights in Washington, D.C. Saturday night's main event. The last time ever, the Never Seen 17, the greatest of all time, John Cena has his final match, probably ever, in WWE and in wrestling in general. And he takes on the Ring General Gunther. I think Gunther's going to win. It is opening the night, which I don't like, but I think it's kind of nice because then NBC can't cut, you know, Cena's
farewell speech.
Farewell speech off.
Goldberg.
Yeah. So Goldberg retired by Gunther earlier this year. John Cena retired by Gunther this year. Give me Gunther to win it. It's not by pin. It's not by submission. John Cena faints to the choke.
That's exactly what I was going to say too. The exact thing you laid out, same way, wins and everything. Yeah, John Cena falls in his final match and rides off into Hollywood. The voice of Honda.
The voice of Honda. But I know that match is going to be very emotional for a lot of us, specifically someone who grew up with Cena in his childhood. This one. Never Seen 17 winning 2 titles this year on his farewell tour.
Yeah.
Doing things that have been you haven't seen him at all this year or in his day.
You haven't.
He's had good matches. He's had bad matches this year. Gordon was talking about this after the podcast last week. They wasted 3 of his matches on Dominic Mysterio. They should have done a lot differently, I think. It was nice to have him win the IC title. And if you want him to drop it, all right, have 2 matches. But nonetheless, December 13th, 8 p.m. I think it's only on Peacock. I don't think they're doing it on NBC because they don't want it to go get cut off.
Yeah.
And it's the night of John Cena's retirement and NXT showcases as well. There's going to be Javon Evans. He's in a tag team match. I forget who his partner is, but they're going against AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. So that's probably actually going to be match of the night. And I'm looking forward to that one. Overall, it's going to be a very sad night. Sad ending to the week. And if Cena loses, we riot.
So did you see the video that WWE put out today with all the various wrestlers?
Yes.
I thought that was very nice. Very nice video they had there. Even Brock Lesnar got in on it.
Someone might have watched it in his car and started to cry. I don't know who that someone would be.
Gordon, we knows you, buddy.
What are we doing? But yeah, I saw that. I was like, wow, this is good.
Yeah, so with that, this will be the last time. And after this, you won't see him in a WWE ring as a wrestler again. So that'll be it for us this week on our picks, all of our picks. And we will see you all next week here for week 16. And hopefully the Bengals still have something going on for me. We'll see. Probably not, but hey, well, you never know.